Welcome everybody to another episode of Conversation with OGs. I'm Meatball.
I'm Dre. Today's topic is judged by 12 or carried by 6. The reason I thought about this topic, us coming up in the neighborhood, we came up in a pretty rough neighborhood, and a lot of people, come up in rough areas, and then with all the violence and stuff going on, it's a lot of people that wind up finding themselves in bad situations. And my thought was, like, even with defending yourself, it still can lead you to going to prison. So in that situation, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So in that situation, I feel like I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. That's just my opinion.
Well, I think a lot of it got to do with a time frame. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about different chapters of your life. From the age of, let's say, I'm going to use us for an example, the age of like 11, 12, till we got about 25, our outlook on life was like, we want all the smoke. We ain't buying it. Pistols pulled out the first sign of anything that don't look right.
Right.
But when you get in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, it look different. You rather avoid that. You rather say, you know what? I'm going to move out into a safer neighborhood.
Right.
I rather spend a little bit more on my rent because I know a lot of the bullshit, if I stayed, with the rent is cheaper, it's more violence. I got to worry about getting robbed when I go to the store. Mm-hmm. So I think, we should probably address it like stages of life. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, when I was like 13, shit, we walked around with shotguns. I mean, you didn't think about, I never even thought about dying. I thought I was invincible. Yeah. I didn't think I can die.
Yeah. See, but I feel like this, like in this situation, as I got older, I try to avoid certain situations, avoid certain places I used to go. And, just like we used to hang on the block, like this is what it was. We hustled on the block and all that. Now, if I slide through the block, I'm over at certain locations, certain people's houses where I'm safe. I'm not hanging on the block all day. You know what I mean? We've done a lot of things in the past. Like you said, people may want to get their lick back. So I try to avoid certain situations. But with that being said, us being family, man, we got kids. If you got a girl or wife or whatever you got going on, you still have situations where you may have to protect them. You see what I'm saying? But even protecting them, that still could lead you to prison.
Absolutely. I've been in situations like that. I'd rather be locked up in a physical jail,
all right,
than to be locked up mentally. Meaning, if something was to happen to my kids, I'm not finna, if somebody done something to my kids, let's just say, if some man molest my daughter, molest my son or something when they was kids, I'm not thinking about jail. I'm thinking about, I'm finna tear this nigga head completely off.
Right.
Because to me, I can go to jail and do time for something like that. Right. Versus me being free, I turn into an alcoholic or something because of, I'm trying to get them thoughts out of my head that somebody had done something to my kids and I didn't do nothing because I was worried about prison.
Right.
So for me, I think it's different things. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got to fight 2-3 guys at one time, yeah, I know I'm outnumbered, but it's just not in me to run.
Right.
I never been a runner, so I'm going to fight, and that could cost me my life.
Right.
It's just not in me. If somebody done something to, my loved ones, I'm gonna react, and that can cost me my freedom.
Right.
So for me, I think it's some things I'd rather die for, and it's some things I will go to jail over.
Right.
And I would do that consciously.
Yeah, but you have a lot of people that feel like, okay, like we have friends that's from the streets. We have friends that's in law enforcement, even family members that's in law enforcement. But a lot of people put their trust in, okay, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I've known people to get married, bring kids in this world, and they get rid of all their guns. They don't want no guns in the house because they have kids now. I feel like that's a bad, that's just like a problem waiting to happen. I understand you want to keep your kids safe, but how can you really keep your kids safe if somebody come in your house to do something to you? And I don't care. You can move far as you where you want to. The best neighborhood is always some type of violence going on somewhere. It may hit your house. It may not hit your house. But I feel like once you walk out the door, I mean, anything can happen. I'd rather be safe and just have a your gun or whatever, and be in a position where I don't need it than need it and don't have it. You see what I'm saying? So,
well, Dre, I'm gonna tell you like this. As far as I can remember, men carried a gun.
mhm,
Men had guns in their home on their person
mhm,
for protection.
correct.
I get most women is not fan of guns,
Mhm.
and I don't think they should be,
Right.
because your man is your protector.
Right.
Now, if a woman can convince a man to get rid of his protection, me myself, I think it's easier for him to get punched in the nose.
Mhm.
Because if I know you ain't got no pistol, I know you ain't got no weapons, I think it's easier for something to happen to you.
Mhm.
If a person got wind, or this person here ain't got no guns in the house, so now I ain't worried about coming through your front door.
Mhm.
It's gonna take the police at least 10 minutes to make it here. You know how
Mhm.
much damage can be done in 10 minutes?
That's true.
So I don't think I think a woman is out of place if she's telling her man, get rid of your guns. What? That's like saying, you know what I'm saying, get rid of your protection.
Well, if she's the pretty much, in order for that to happen, I feel like she pretty much got to run the household. So he's really not the man he should be anyway. If she's calling all the shots.
Well, once again, he's the protector. And I think the man should protect his home how he see fit.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's with guns, is it with an alarm? If it's with, having a knife up under the pillow.
Or shit, armor guard or something where they can't get in.
I wouldn't tell a man how to protect his home, how to protect his family.
Mhm.
But whatever that man reasoning of protecting his family, I think that woman should be okay with it because she chose that man.
Right.
I don't think a woman should be trying to change a man once she already accepts him. I think that's wrong on her part. So for me, different situations, I could be carried by 6,
Mhm.
and I'd be okay with that. I could be judged by 12 and be okay with that.
Right.
Some things I'm willing to die for.
Yeah.
Some things, I'm not going to allow to happen,
Mhm.
which can cause me to go to prison.
Yeah.
So I think I can go either way, me, myself.
See, I stand with you on that too. My mindset is we we grew up in a rough time, rough neighborhood, and either you was getting bullied or you was doing the bullying growing up where we came from. So it toughens you up, and it also lets you be alert of different things. I feel like people that has never been in a fight, they's never been in a survival situation. They don't have the spidey senses. They don't know when things is going on or something about to happen. So they wind up always be a victim of something. You got to think, you got all these mass shootings at churches and schools and all that. And no one's questions. It's 90 degrees outside. Why this kid come in with a backpack, army fatigues on with a long trench coat and stuff like that. So when stuff like that happen, people need to be aware of what can happen. So if you're not the protector type, you need to be the avoidance type. Okay, I see this. Something's not right. I don't have a gun. I don't have a knife. I don't have any form of security to protect myself. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going in that classroom. I'm going to wait a couple hours to see what happened to anything.
Well, see, Trey, that comes from your awareness being in situations.
Mm-hmm.
By you being in situations, you can tell something's about to happen.
Right.
I ain't had guns in my face. You ain't had guns in your face, and we ain't put guns in people's face.
Right.
So we've been on both sides of the coin.
Right.
So me being shot, I remember how I got shot and things I could have did different to avoid getting shot. Sometimes I had to shoot motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's certain things I could have done different when it didn't have to escalate like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you start thinking like that once you get older. When you in your 20s, in your 30s, you don't think about de-escalating. You think about whoever wants to smoke. I got a lot of smoke for you.
Right.
So that I think it's more so the mindset. Now today, if I pull up at a gas station, I see 7, 8 guys out there, I'm simply just going down another 3, 4 blocks to the next one. I'm not saying I'm gonna have problems, but I'm going out my way to avoid problems. I got too much to lose. Then this guy, you know, I'm walking past and he wanna, you know, snatch my chain. You know, you got a $300-$400 hat on. He wanna snatch your hat. Come on, man. All this kind of stuff is unnecessary.
You know what's crazy? It made me think about when you said you see 7, 8 guys, you just pull out, go to another situation. Hold on. But it made me think about growing up, hustling. I used to go through alleys 2, 3 in the morning to meet customers. I didn't think about safety. I feel like I was the person they need to be worried about. You couldn't pull me to be walking through no alleys at 2, 3 in the morning now. With my gun, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. It's one of them situations of trying to avoid doing something to somebody. But we had a question on the side.
You said gas stations and you see like 7 guys, right? You don't see 7 guys at the Sam's Club or the Costco. So as the OG, I would suggest you get a membership at the Sam's Club if you ain't never heard nobody robbing the Sam's Club gas.
So you absolutely right, Paulie. And that's why when we were saying when you get in your late 30s, 40s, you start thinking about, I'd rather pay $1,500, $1,600 a month and move a little further out where it is a Costco or a Sam's Club, because they're not everywhere. So you move out there where, you know what I'm saying, they're reachable to you, because you don't want no problems. But if you're paying somewhere, you staying somewhere and your rent $300, $400, $500 a month, you best to believe you staying in a high violence neighborhood.
Yeah, danger zone.
So we rather pay more now. But you got some guys, the old us, it's a young version of me, a young version of you, a young version of you right now saying he wish a nigga would.
But I also, you look at it like this, though. My mindset now, like you said, you get older, you don't think like that. But the younger version of me, I want to be where it's cracking. And the reason why you want to be where it's cracking, when you into all the negativities, this is where all the things happen. If you hustling, you got to be in one of them type of areas. If you buying, like, you know, back in the days, people used to be like, man, I can't find nobody selling this. The boosters, the people that's stealing stuff, them gonna be the people you running across in them type of the areas. Everybody always saying, I want to hook up on this and that. You ain't gonna find no hookups out in the burbs. You ain't gonna be able to get no TV fell off a truck out in the burbs. I mean,
yeah, but see, Dre, you looking at it from a perspective that you're familiar with.
Right.
But think about, even if you look at the people in the suburbs, they got a different kind of connection.
Yeah, that's true.
It's called fraud.
That's
true.
True.
They use insurance scandals. They use, you know, credit cards, don't pay the bill, file bankruptcy. It's still a different type of kind. It's just when you in a poor neighborhood, you looking at, you know what I'm saying, strong arm. When you move in the suburbs, it's still conning too. It's just white collar crime.
Right.
And white collar crime gets you more money in less time.
Right.
They ain't using no pistol to take what they want. Yeah. They just, you know, simply walk into Best Buy, load up 3 TVs and push them right out the buggy. It's still crime. It's just how they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So it still go back to, you know what I'm saying, like how Paulie was saying, it's an age thing. I think most people, you got a lot of gangsters, Young Boys Incorporated, you got you know, the East Side Gang, Earl Flynn's. There's a lot of them guys walking around here today, but they 60 years old. They're not thinking about fucking, you know, messing nobody up or hurting nobody, but they thinking about, they ain't trying to get messed up either. They don't want no problems. He just came home at 50 years. I read the story. He's saying, listen, I ain't the guy that people
they betrayed me.
That's well, I'm not him no more. He say he's not affiliated with no gangs. He just want to live the rest of his life out. He don't want none of them old gang members coming to visit him and none of that. People change when you get older. I got a lot of friends of mine, Dre. About time we got 18, 20, they dead. They got, because we all thought we was invincible. When you 16, 17, you feel invincible. You don't think you can die until you dead.
See, that comes with everybody getting their first gun. Once a person get their first gun, it's different. And then you got to look at like us. We older, we mature, but you got a different breed of kids coming behind us. They got the switches where you making everything fully automatic and all that. So if a person is old enough to have a gun, now you got a fully automatic gun and you listen to all these rap videos and you got your friends all in your head, things can escalate real quick. So with that being said, I just try to avoid situations. And it's not more or less that I'm in fear of anything. It's just I know when things go left, it sometimes it's hard to bring it back. You see what I'm saying? That's just like I've been out over years. Like when I was single, I may be out dating. If I pick a woman up from her house, we going out maybe by the water, or riding downtown, having drinks or whatever. I don't care if I'm on 20 Mile or wherever I'm at. I would always drive way back to the neighborhood and go in the liquor store and this. She was like, why we drive way over here? I said, this one I'm comfortable at. I know everybody over here, and I know anything over here is avoidable because I know everybody over here. When you stop, if this woman drink, if you drink, she smoke, you stop, get blunts, liquor, and you out your area, anything can happen. It's so many variables. I remember a long time ago, the last person I was dating, not now, but previously, I stopped at the store. I'm getting liquor. I got a pistol on me and everything. You know what I mean? A guy, it was two little guys, they young guys, came and just walked right in front of me like I wasn't standing there. Like they literally, like I was invisible. Hey, let me get the blunts and this. I say, listen, young dog. I say, I'm going to give you a pass. I ain't even going to trip that you just jumped in front of me, dog. But I say, dog, don't ever do no shit like that because you don't know what type of day I'm having, and you don't know what my reaction gonna be. Oh, my bad, old head, and talking like that. But you still, you not getting it. You should have never did that in the first place. I just so happen to be a different version of me. I ain't the old me that I just, I told him you shouldn't be doing it, and I didn't press the issue.
Well, see, as an OG, you did the right thing.
Right.
You scored him a little bit, and at the same time, you gave him something to take away. Mm-hmm. And that's what we got to do as the older men. Mm-hmm. We have to talk to the younger men because we assume they know. See, that guy probably did that so many times. He probably was doing that in elementary school. He don't see nothing wrong with it.
I think he just was tough guying people, and people probably just intimidated to say something.
Okay. See, Dre, I go out to, when we was in the hood, I hustled in the hood, mm-hmm. but I stayed in Dearborn.
Right.
When I got my gas, when I went grocery shopping, I ain't see people look like me.
Right.
I never had no problems either. Mm-hmm. I paid a little more. I think back then my rent was $1,500, mm-hmm. and I'm talking 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of money because rent. Yeah. So you got to think I didn't have no problems. Once I crossed it, Greenfield and Ford, I felt safe because ain't nobody coming that far.
Right.
So for me, I want to go further to stop. If I'm going to buy a chick a bottle or something, I'm not coming to the hood because everything ever happened bad to me happened in the hood. I got shot in the hood. I got carjacked in the hood. I got robbed in the hood. Everything that ever happened to me, it happened in the hood. But when I moved away or when I interact outside of the hood, it goes smooth. Right. Because people don't think problems. Everybody want to go home at the end of the night.
Yeah, see, but it's a good and bad to it. I know moving out to the burg, sometimes you can get harassed by certain police officers. They feel like you shouldn't be out there. You got to think you like nice things. You got classic cars and all that. It's hard to drive your classic car through the hood, through the suburbs with your music loud and all that. Well, just be honest. They pulling you over for literally everything. I remember going out to Inkster when I dated a girl way back in the days. Every time I hit Michigan, Inkster Road, any of that, they just pulled me over just automatically, bro.
Yeah, Drake, because you got your hat like this. Look.
I didn't even have a hat
You have a hat like this. You riding, your seat is so far back. See, Back
Nah,
then,
bro,
I'm in they got in the car. I'm whipping up. I'm in a 745, 750. I'm driving with two hands. I never got pulled over.
Listen, this happened. I can't remember when I had that Benz truck, whatever year it was. I'm on 8 Mile, going through not Ferndale. I'm on 8 Mile, right past in Livernois, going towards Woodward. They was on the opposite side. He looked and saw a black face, white guy. You know, police. They going this way. I'm going that way. He looked, saw a black face. He just and went around and pulled me over.
And why you say he pulled you over?
My tags was bold. This is what he told me. I say, bro, if you're on that side going that way, and I'm going this way, how would you say my tags was bold?
Was your tags bold?
They was bold. And I ain't gonna lie. Listen,
Drake,
listen, hold on. Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. My thing was this. I thought I renewed them for 2 years, but I only renewed them for 1 year.
You can renew it, your tags?
Yeah, you can renew for 2 years.
I know.
But I thought I renewed them for 2 years. I only renewed them for 1 year. But when he pulled me over, insurance, everything good, except my tags had expired. But my thing is this. If I'm going this way and you're going the opposite way, my tag is not on the front of my truck. It's on the back. So you saw a black face and you turned around and then it's nighttime. It's not daytime, boy. It's nighttime. You just saw a black face in a Mercedes-Benz and you decided to let me see what's going on with him.
But you know what?
I told him that.
You know what a white officer told me?
What?
A white officer told me 3 out of 10 black men, license either expired, they don't have insurance on their vehicle, or they some type of felony and they riding dirty. So you got to think, when you do the math, that's a 90% chance when he pull over a black man, he's going to find something wrong. See, the thing is, it's our mentality. We just got to stop doing wrong. See, we still want to be slick. Mm-hmm. Once we start thinking stop being slick, listen, I'm going to go ahead and pay my insurance. I don't want no problems. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pay get my tax renewed. I don't want no problems. I'm going to move out the hood. I don't want no problems. I'm doing everything to avoid problems. Now,
that don't stop you from being targeted.
Well, if a guy out the hood come to my neighborhood, I'm going to say, what you doing over here? See how you're going to stand out? If you come on my block, everybody on my block own their house. Mm-hmm. They gonna call. Do you know who driving that blue truck? Yeah. No. You know what I'm gonna say? Call the police. Mm-hmm. Let the police do their job. Right. But see, if you in the hood, it's just so many different people coming and going. Ain't nobody even paying attention. If a guy's setting you up, he got all day to set you up because ain't nobody paying attention and they flat out don't care.
Well, I disagree. Like, as far as that, like, I don't care if I'm in the burbs and the hoods. I learned from you. I got cameras all around my house. I mean, literally, I think I got too many cameras around my house. The tree move, wind, my shit keep activating and all that. I'd rather be able to say, oh, why the fuck Lil Marco was on the side of my house and he ain't never been to my house? When stuff happened, I like to know originally who I need to go talk to. Good or bad, however you look at it. If something happened, I want to know where it extended from and who I need to go see. So I'm paranoid. I mean, that comes from growing up the way we grew up in the neighborhood, the hood. I don't care. I can be Canada or the safest place in the world where they say you don't need a gun or none of that. I still need my guns and I still need my cameras. I need to know that I'm safe.
And since you brought up Canada, you don't take no gun to Canada.
Oh no, I wouldn't take it. I'm just saying.
I took my gun to Canada. They locked me up so fast.
You lucky. You was here to talk about it.
Well, it was a mistake. I forgot I had my pistol in my truck, and when they pulled me over, man, they jails was real nice.
How long they had you?
They had me in there for about 3 days.
Oh wow!
And you know
they gave you your gun and stuff back?
No, you don't get your gun back. What they do, they make you pay, for your car. They charge. I think I had to pay $1,000 just for getting my guns in there. I had to pay to get my gun back.
You probably can't go to Canada no more. Did they make you sign that waiver?
They told me I can't come to Canada for 10 years.
See, they did the same thing to me in Kilo. And in order to come back, even after 10 years, you still gotta
fill out the paperwork.
Go do the paperwork.
To get permission.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel the need to ever go to Canada again. I'm straight.
What do you think about their jails though? Their jails was real nice.
Yeah, we went. We didn't really stay overnight. They strip searched us. Wrote like back when this happened. I had 2 incidents in Canada. One time, me, the other Dre, and all of us went over there to try to buy some cars. He had one weed seed in the car, bro. I told him, I say, listen, dude, make sure this motherfucker clean. They don't be playing in Canada. They pulled us over, checked the car, found one weed seed. Man, they took us in the back, counted out how much money each one of us had, wrote it down, wrote down numbers off our pages, made a nigga bend over, cough, spread them all type of shit. Yes, over a weed seed. And then told us, y'all can't come in Canada today. Y'all gonna turn around. And then the last time, I think that was like, I had that Charger. I think it was '08. Me, Kilo had one over there. And they like, oh, y'all fellas, y'all can't come over here no more. It's like either it's two things we can do. They said it was Saturday. They said y'all can stay in jail to Tuesday and see the magistrate and explain to them why you feel the need to come to Canada, or y'all sign these papers saying y'all never come to Canada no more. I was like, shit, it's Saturday. I ain't about to be in this bitch to Tuesday. Sign that shit and we got the fuck on.
Sure, man, I was over there, Dre. They come and clean your room while you in it. You know what I'm saying? You got a pay phone while in your cell.
You got TV?
You ain't got no TV, but they come and check on you like every 30 minutes. They bring you hot food, like
so they food better than I.
Man, what they bring you? They bring you Subway. They bring you McDonald's.
Oh,
they
wow,
bring your
that's
shit
crazy.
in the bag, give it to you. You gotta. And
how many times a day they feed you?
They fed me twice a day with a snack. So, but
That's
only
crazy.
thing about it, and this is at the precinct. You know what I'm saying? This is not. I don't even know if they got a prison. I'm pretty sure they got a prison.
Yeah,
but this is. I was in jail. But I was like, man, this is like a hotel.
Like a country
I was like, I
club,
can stay here a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So Canada is real nice to go to jail at, in my opinion.
Nah, I'm straight. I ain't trying to go to nobody's jail.
Well,
Yeah.
in that scenario, though, I mean, if you got to do what you got to do, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like a lot of stuff is just, it's not, you don't put thought into it. You just react. When I feel like everybody always say, well, I would move this way, I would do this. I feel like when you in the heat of the moment, you don't think about none of that. You just you like on autopilot. You just react. Especially when a person is scared. Your adrenaline is totally different. Like I've been kidnapped. I've been shot up twice on 2 different occasions. And when you going through all this, your mind is everywhere. And then when I got shot, the last time I got shot in both legs. I thought I was shot in the foot. I felt pain, my adrenaline up. I don't know what's going on. I got shot, my partner got shot, the nigga got shot, and we gotta get the fuck to safety. I mean, it should be crazy, man. So me going through all of what I've been through, I feel like I could never be in a situation where I say, you know what, I don't need no gun. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, Dre, because you had lost your uncles to violence, right?
Right.
So that hit a little closer to home to you, because I don't think I lost none of my people from violence.
Mm-hmm.
You looking back, because I remember a couple of times you said on the show, your uncles was everything to you.
Exactly.
And you know, them was your heroes.
Right.
So losing them to violence, and you 50 plus now, if you could have gave them advice from your eyes today, what would that look like?
My advice would be, when niggas show their hand, you remember what they did. You see what I'm saying? Like, us as brothers, as family, we close knit. But when motherfuckers do certain shit, you know what I mean? You to me, I feel like it's like cancer. It's like a bad apple. How they say when a part getting rotten, you have to cut that shit out. Like my one uncle, he was like my favorite. He was the one who made sure everybody ate and all that. The guy that set him up, he had already showed signs that the nigga was a snake. The nigga like him and my uncle did some business. Something went left. So my uncle wound up having to, you know, get his nigga some furs, some jewelry and all that shit to hold till he made shit right. But when nigga took the nigga cash back, my uncle went and got his minks cut up and all type of crazy shit. I mean, you know, niggas do fucked up shit. Nigga probably felt like nigga probably wasn't gonna be able to get this money. And you know what I mean? Nigga come back with the money. Now nigga giving you your shit back and your shit damaged. That's just like if I say, boy, I need $500 or something. You like, well, I need something to hold. So you like, oh, this nigga ain't gonna pay me. He gonna fuck the money up. So now, and then I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna have this coat or this hat or whatever the fuck it is. So I come back with your money, and you really don't want to give me my shit back. So you gonna give it back, but you gonna fuck it up. So he did shit like that, and he didn't see the signs.
So when he put his coat on and it's all cut up.
I'm just saying, I don't remember the coat, but I remember when my auntie was saying that the coat was fucked up and whatever he went got back, the nigga damaged the shit. And then
he should have fell out with him right then and there.
Yeah, but the thing is this, you gotta think, motherfuckers show signs. You gotta think, like, even when in our circle, motherfuckers done did some motherfuckers done did some shit that can be suspect. And then some motherfuckers did some shit where you flat out like, you know what, I just can't fuck with this nigga no more. We got a motherfucker that used to be around us, think about it, that literally damn near robbed every one of us. Not point blank, but, you know what I mean, drinking, act like he getting blowed, he drinking water, and when niggas get blowed, he going through niggas' pockets, all type of shit. They're the type of niggas you got to completely cut out. I saw that sign. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that was like, that nigga was my dog. I the one really brought the nigga around, but now I choose not to be around that shit because my mindset is this. You done got away with so much shit that you really don't even supposed to be around. You see what I'm saying? So to avoid me doing something to you, I gotta separate myself from you. Cause sometimes it can be that one day you may have a flashback like this nigga did this to him, to him, to him. I'm tired of this nigga. And you be done snapped and did something to a nigga and it's really not worth it. So them type of people you cut out the circle completely. And that's what my uncles should have did. Like literally, each one of my uncles that died, they didn't die like some random shit in the street. Them niggas died by niggas they consider they was they homies, brothers, niggas did business with and all that. That's why I was saying on the last episode we talked about on the podcast, you got different type of friends. You got motherfuckers that's friends, you know, that's loyal, no matter what, they ain't gonna do no harm to you. Then you got motherfuckers you just did business with, and they still will tighten your ass up. So each one of my uncles that died, them niggas died by a nigga that was close to them. A nigga they hung out with, may have spent the night at the house and all that. So now I judge motherfuckers accordingly.
You think about some crazy shit when your life is flashing before your eyes. You know what I'm saying? You like, damn. For me, when my situation happened with me, I'm thinking like, you know what? I should have worn my other shoes today. You know, I'm thinking shit, the gun is in your face. Motherfuckers talking to you. When that gun whip out, and nigga like this, you ain't thinking about the gun. You thinking about your life.
Because you thinking it might be over.
Well, you know it's over. I mean, it's very rare that a guy pull a gun out on you and he don't shoot you. That's rare. You know,
he might be like, this is a true story. We got a little house where we used to do business from, you know what I mean? My man's had a little, it ain't even a house, it's an apartment building. Nigga rung the doorbell. Now, the way it's set up, this apartment, is 2 doors. The front door, the first door is always open to access the apartment. The second door is always locked. You got the first door that open up, is all doorbells right here. You gotta hit the doorbell. Whoever let you in gotta come open up the second door. It's not one of them bullshit doorbells that the wind can blow on it and it just move. It's like apartment doorbell. You know how the all bells. So with that also being said, a motherfucker gotta actually come through the front, the first door to hit the doorbell. You see what I'm saying? So it's me and old man Lee in there. I got a 4.5 on the table. It's one in the head. Matter of fact, it ain't one in the head. I cocked it back, put one in the head. It's my partner gun. It ain't mine. So I don't know how to work the motherfucker. I thought I turned the bitch, put the bitch on safety. Or maybe it wasn't supposed to go out the way it was, but I promise you, hit that bitch on fire. The motherfucker doorbell, I'm watching TV. We just sitting there. This is what we work for. Motherfucker call, want something, whatever. Doorbell ring, bing, bong. I open the apartment door because our apartment is right by the door. Look out there, ain't nobody in the hallway. I say, man, how am I tripping? Go back, sit down. About 2 minutes past. Bing bong. Look out there. Ain't nobody in the hallway again. I grabbed the motherfucking 4-5. I racked that bitch back. I promise you, I thought I put this bitch on fire. I go out. Now, the building is like, it got a little side. It's a bush right here, and the side of the building is right there. It's not a very large building. Right there on Glendale. You know what I'm talking about, Glendale, right there?
Yep.
So I come out, and I don't go across the grass where the bush is. I go all the way around the building. It's a nigga with all black on with the hood, black ass nigga, with a shotgun. Nigga, this nigga like this on the side of the building. My automatic reaction, that bitch wouldn't go off. And he shook. He's like froze like a deer in a headlight, dog. Shotgun like this. I broke off. Leave. Get the gun. This bitch ain't shooting. I'm calling this man to bring another gun because right now I just know it's over. My shit ain't shooting and you out here. I don't know if nigga gonna open my back up or nothing. This nigga didn't shoot. I don't know if he was just scared because the way I came out, he wasn't prepared for that. But at the same time, he didn't get a shot off. I didn't get a shot off. And I told my mans, like, dog, we gotta come from down here. I said, it was a nigga on the side, blah, blah, this gun and shoot. Nigga, man, this bitch do shoot. I said, well, when I pull that bitch didn't shoot. So I don't know if it was God intervening or I just didn't have that bitch on fire. But that shit didn't work out the way. And after that, I mean, like I said, I've been through a lot of shit. I've been tied up, kidnapped, been in situations where it almost been my life or his life. So now, the paranoia, I don't trust nothing. You know what I mean? I don't put shit past certain motherfuckers. Now, if it's something in the crew, I can sit here and say, not this guy, not that guy. If I feel like I got to question what this guy's behaviors, motives, or something going to be, I can't even be around that guy because I wouldn't feel safe.
And that came with age, though.
Yeah, they come with age.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we're talking about. Like, you know, when you was sharing words about your uncles, you remember hearing certain things about, you know, where pretty much, you know, their behavior was questionable anyway. And that's what a lot of these young guys don't do. They don't question questionable behavior.
Right.
If you were running with one of your homeboys and this guy, he had fucked over one of your other friends before, he'll fuck over you too. It just ain't your turn yet. And I think guys should be a little more aware of when guys, like you said, they behavior. When guys start doing things like, why would you do that? If you got to question your homeboy about his behavior, you got to start questioning about should you even be dealing with this guy or running with him. And I think that's what a lot of young guys don't do. You know, even myself, we had some killers when we was 14, 15 years old. And you know, I'm just thinking like, damn man, all the time you just want to kill shit all the time? If you run out of niggas to rob and kill, you gonna rob and kill me.
Yeah.
That's just your mindset. I'm questioning this nigga like, man, why you all the time? Damn, bro. Shit, you making shit hot over here. You bring murders, we can't get no money with murders. So that's what I'm thinking. Like when people is going through that type of stuff, we just don't think. You know what I'm saying? For me, Dre, if I had a choice, I would most definitely rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. But you know what? I wouldn't. I'm not running from death. You know what I'm saying? If a person bring it to my household, you come to my house, I'm shooting it out with you every single time because it's nowhere else for me to go. If you bring issues to my home, I can't go nowhere else. I gotta deal with it. If it's 3 or 4 y'all, I'm not finna let you walk me in my crib. I'm throwing the keys up on the roof. Well, whatever happened from that, I'm not gonna take you in here with my family at. So whatever y'all gonna do to me, y'all might as well get it popping because shit, I keep my thump on me. Right. So if you running up, I'm getting 4, 5 of them off. I'm gonna hit 2, 3 of y'all. But as far as going in the house, them going on the roof.
See, that's what I feel too. It's like a lot of these women, a lot of these young cats, they be off in their own world when they driving. Like me, my uncle, I got one uncle that's still living. He used to tell me back when I was in the streets, he used to always tell me, he say, never take the same way home. He say, bend some blocks, Make sure ain't nobody following you, this, and that. He said, because you getting a few dollars and you'll be surprised what somebody do to you. And then you got to realize we done heard stories. We done know a lot of motherfuckers may be here, may not be here. What they done back in the days. You got motherfuckers that are going there and kill you, your girl, kids, every fucking thing if they feel like a bag in the house. You see what I'm saying? So when you coming up in that type of that mindset and thinking, everything is security. You gotta move accordingly. You gotta move with a team. You gotta be able to always watch your rear view mirrors. You can't have a car that just stands out. You know what I mean? Like, I noticed a long time ago, I stayed on 6 Mile, and I had that White Park Avenue. I don't even know why. It ain't like I ain't did nothing different to it outside of sounds that a person would notice my car. The only thing you would notice is a license plate. A guy was like, yeah, you stay off 6 Mile. I say, no. I said, I was just dating somebody off 6 Mile. He said, man, I done rode past that house a few times, and I always sell your car. So that made me think, like, I started parking my shit in the garage once he told me that. I ain't nobody I did business with, just somebody I worked with. And I be thinking like, damn, motherfuckers be watching you and shit. So you got to move differently. If you out here doing good, bad, hustling, or just everyday life, you got to always be aware of your surroundings. It's people be like sitting at the gas station in their car, not paying attention. People walk up and rob them. It's like you saw a lot of these videos. People get their little tax money. They showing their money on live. Guy walk right up and rob them. Another person, mother ran past and snatched the money out their hand. Everybody is in a zone where they're not paying attention, and that's when people lose their life, get robbed, and all that. I'm not saying be paranoid and don't live life. I'm just saying be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, because that's the type of time frame we live in right now. Everybody think everything is sweet. Mm-hmm. Everybody just thinking fun. Listen, everybody ain't doing good. Everybody ain't all right, and everybody ain't gonna be all right. Mm-hmm. So if I'm fucked up, they looking at fucking up your good time, mm-hmm. so their times can get better. And that's what we have to be more conscious of as just people. You know what I'm saying? As dark colored people, black men, black women, we have to be more observant of our surroundings. Mm-hmm. We got to be more observant of who we have in our presence. Mm-hmm. Men got to quit telling women all they freaking business.
I agree.
Quit telling these women where you keep your money at, where you keeping this and that at.
Do business. Listen,
if she ain't getting money with you, if she ain't out here, towing pistols for you, why she know where that's at?
She shouldn't know nothing.
She shouldn't know nothing. Mm-hmm. These guys feel like, what they got to tell, a chick that they screwing everything. It's a lot of men locked up in prison. Do your research. Because of a woman. Mm-hmm. She got mad at him, so she called the police and told where everything at.
I know a few people done went to prison for a woman in her feelings at that time. She done made calls and said, this man got a house full of this. Oh, he on the run for a murder. He doing this, he doing that. I remember the last situation I had when I was still in the streets. I called my last case. It was a guy on the run for murder. His girlfriend called on him and told everything. Yeah, her whole thing is, I guess he put hands on her, and she was doing gonna press charge for the domestic violence and all that, told about the murder and all that. He on the phone talking to her, crying. And, long story short, she's like, well, I'm not gonna press charges on you, this and that. They don't give a fuck about that domestic violence charge anymore. You done told about this murder. He through. And that's all he kept saying. He like, that shit don't even matter no more. He like, I'm through. Then you also got to think, that phone is being recorded. They tell you that. So he pretty much admitting to everything on that phone. He through. So it's best not to, two things, like if you look at any old mob movie, any street movie, they always tell you keep your business and your family separate. If you don't take your business around your family 9 times out of 10, you can keep them safe. Ain't nobody thinking nothing in that house or none of that coming in there doing anything because you keeping everything separate. That's just like, when I was in the streets, If I had any type of issues, I used to have my little homies now pick my daughter up, drop off at school, and this, and that. You can't be out here beefing with people, ratting around with your kids and all that. Some people may give you a pass back in the days. Now, ain't nobody giving you no pass. These little young dudes gonna come in, Swiss cheese the whole car. They don't care your kids in there. They feel like they gotta get their lick back, or they gonna do what they gotta do, and they really don't care.
And we were sitting up here talking. You know, we had went to a funeral just with the past week. And, you know, one of the big homies came to me. He was like, listen, boy, I just want to let you know. Shit, man, real niggas versus snitching and all that other crap. What do you say? It's 9 to 1. For every one real nigga out here, you got 9 fake ass niggas. Now, with that ratio, we in trouble. With them type of numbers against us, we are in trouble. For me, I ain't doing nothing wrong.
Well, they in trouble. We been out the gang, so they.
Well, the guys is active. We're what you call inactive, but I don't want to do nothing wrong with those kind of odds against me. And the guys that's out there that's doing whatever they doing, the guy that's next to you, 9 to 1, he just got out of federal penitentiary. He's seen it firsthand. These guys telling on you. Everybody's so worried about somebody screwing their girl, driving a car, you know what I'm saying, wearing a jewelry, you know they love their clothes so much. These niggas ain't going to jail. These niggas telling everything. They even volunteering information. So you got to think, this era now ain't nothing like our era. We had guys that stood on business, stood on 10 toes, and whatever you offered him, he laughing at you. These guys here crying when you put the handcuffs on them. I had seen it firsthand when I was locked up. These guys in there crying, tears.
Yeah, it's always fun until somebody get caught. Well, when you get out here, you gotta know what you're dealing with. You gotta really, you know, be able to accept what comes with that. So I always try to keep myself out of certain situations. You know what I mean? Anything I do, I know what comes with it. You know what I mean? So you have to move accordingly. If you out here scamming, hustling, whatever, you got to know, okay, you know what I'm doing may send me to prison. So what am I doing with this money? Do it make sense to take the money, buy my girl a diamond chain and all that? Because once I go to jail, she gonna 9 times out of 10, she gonna fall on hard times. She gonna sell it. She ain't gonna put nothing on my books, and next thing you know, somebody else hitting it. You see what I'm saying? So if you out here doing anything illegal, that'll send you to prison. It's a good and bad too. It's about police looking for you, somebody trying to rob you, but you got to defend yourself. So if you hustling, scamming, whatever you're doing, put your money up, invest into something, and just do something legal. I mean, right now it's more money being legal than being illegal. If you got the right mindset, good credit, and a few dollars, it's easy to come up. But you just got to have something to start with, you know.
And you absolutely right, Dre. And you know what? Anybody that choose to do, you know, scamming or whatever your hustle is, I'm not knocking nobody hustle. But what I am telling you, I got a scale. Every $100 you make, save 30. Because if you in the streets doing whatever, you're going to get caught eventually. And you know who gets screwed over? The niggas with no money.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got no lawyer. You ain't got no support team. You do. They don't care about. You remember when they was doing that PPO loans?
They had loans to PPO loans.
They got a task force still locking niggas up for that.
Right.
That money gone. But I remember everybody was walking around with 50, 60,000 in their pocket, playing 4, 5, 6, gambling. This is riding up Linwood. So everybody had the money, but now when it come time to pay the piper, you ain't thinking about, I'm going to need me a mouthpiece.
Right.
So my advice to anybody, if you out here doing whatever you're doing, save your money. You know what? Don't never take your last and go buy a car with it, buy no jewelry with it, clothes, looking out for your girl, because you're going to stand on your own. One thing is for sure, well, 2 things for sure you're going to do by yourself. You go die by yourself, and you go do your time.
By yourself.
Yeah, so 2 things is for certain. Only thing that can get you out of death, if somebody on your ass, is money. If you locked up, only thing get you out of jail is money.
Pay for
So
protection.
save your money.
Yeah, so I want to say before we wrap it up, I feel like it's hands down. It's a no-brainer for me. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I have kids, family, friends. I feel like it may not be that depend on me a lot, but they definitely depend on me. So with that being said, I'd rather be here, but also try to avoid a lot of things. If you use your brain, a lot of things can be prevented. A lot of things can be avoided. Being in different locations, like you saying, relocating your family to a safer neighborhood, not going to this after hour. A lot of stuff can be prevented. Like I'm older now. Like I don't feel the need to go to after hours anymore. You going to after hour, you going to party, you want to try to find something for that night, and it may lead to something. It may lead to anything. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I just want to stay out the way and enjoy the life that I have, the time I have left.
Okay. For me, I know they building hospitals all the time. I know they building jails, updating them, making them bigger, and I know why they doing it. They plan on filling them, and usually when they fill them with people that look like me. Them hospitals, people getting shot, operations, the food is terrible that we eating. It's so many things that stacked against us as black men and black women. We have to get smarter. We have to do better. How you stay out of hospital? Simply, be aware of your surroundings, the people you around, places you go. Watch what you tell other people. How you stay out of jail? Same thing. If you're going to do a criminal activity, be very careful who you do it with. Uh, I believe a man should always keep his woman out of anything he's doing that'll send him to jail. Because once she get upset, I've seen it several times. The police come threaten her kids. We gonna take your kids from you. She telling. She ain't gonna choose you over her kids. I never seen that happen in history. And I don't think it's going to start happening. For me, Dre, of course, I would like to live to see 100 years old, 100 plus years old. But at the same time, where we from, things I have seen, it's not likely. It's too many things stacked against us to live to see 100 years old. Even if we factor in food, we factor in, there's so many women out here being raised without a father, so they think they can talk to a man recklessly. And when you do something to him, she go call a brother, a cousin, and I got to deal with him. And you ain't gonna win every fight. So it's so many different variables that we have to deal with as men. It's not likely for a man to live 100 years old. So, for me, I would love to live and be judged by 12 than carried by 6. But, realistically, I take life as it comes.
Right.
So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Conversation with OGs. We out.
Peace.